You don't believe in yourself, and that's costing you everything. Every opportunity you've hesitated to take, every dream you've quietly abandoned, it all comes back to one invisible truth. Your mind is working against you. But here's the hard, urgent reality. You can change it. In the next hour, I will show you exactly why your self-doubt exists, why your mental barriers are real, and how to dismantle them completely, so you finally unlock the potential you've been ignoring for far too long. Chapter 1. Do first, prove later. You are trying too hard to prove yourself. You think if everyone sees how capable you are, somehow you will finally feel confident. You think approval equals validation. It doesn't. Not even close. Approval is temporary. Approval is external. Approval is someone else's idea of your worth. And that is the problem. Most of your self-doubt comes from trying to earn the approval of others instead of taking action. You are waiting for someone to tell you, yes, you're ready. You are waiting for the perfect moment. You are waiting for someone to validate that you are worthy. Here's the truth. That moment will never come. That person will never come. And you don't need them to. You have a choice. You can keep trying to prove yourself. You can keep begging for approval. Or you can start doing. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Say it out loud. Action beats approval. You don't need their permission. You don't need their applause. You don't need their recognition. What you need is evidence. Evidence that you can move. Evidence that you can create. Evidence that you can win. Let me tell you something about people who succeed. Not the ones who talk about it. Not the ones who post it online. The ones who succeed are quietly doing. They fail. They mess up. They get feedback. They keep going. They don't wait for a stamp of approval from their friends, their family, or their peers. They start, and they start again. That is how confidence is built. That is how belief in yourself is built. Through action, not talking, not proving, doing. Think about the entrepreneur who spends months, sometimes years, asking others what they think about their product. They tweak, they revise, they obsess. They ask for opinions. They wait for approval. And what happens? They never ship. They never launch. They never take that first step. Their progress is blocked by one thing: external validation. Meanwhile, the person who acts immediately, who ships a rough version, who tries, fails, adjusts, and repeats, they build real confidence, real belief. Step by step, failure by failure, action by action. You see, self-trust is a muscle. It grows only when you use it, not when you ask permission, not when you try to impress, only when you act. Every small decision, every small step, every small task completed builds momentum. You take one step, then another, then another. You start proving to yourself that you are capable. That is the key. The key is action, not approval, not perfection, action. And here's the thing. The world doesn't care if you're ready. The world doesn't care if you feel qualified. The world doesn't care if you've earned someone else's stamp of approval. The world moves on. Opportunities pass. Time passes. You either act or you're left behind. That's the reality. Harsh. Yes. Necessary? Absolutely. So, how do you stop proving and start doing? First, recognize your patterns. Pay attention to how often you hesitate because you want someone else's approval. How often do you delay a decision because you're worried about what someone else thinks? Catch it. Name it. Own it. Say, I am waiting for approval, and I don't need it. Repeat that to yourself until it lands, until it burns, until you realize you are free from it. Second, commit to immediate action. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Today, right now, pick one thing, one small step, complete it, ship it, deliver it. Prove to yourself that you can. That is how confidence is built. One step, one small task, one action at a time. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Third, Create your own feedback loop. Don't rely on others to validate you. Track your results. Measure your progress. Compare yourself only to yourself. Did you take the step you said you would take? Did you move forward? Did you improve? That is your proof. That is your approval. That is your validation. Not from them. Not for anyone else. From you. Here's a repetition exercise for you. Every morning, repeat this. I don't need their permission. I don't need their approval. I act. I do. I deliver. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Say until you feel it. Say it until it is true. This is your foundation. This is your shield against self-doubt. Let me give you a quick real-world story. There was a designer who wanted to launch an online course. She asked everyone she knew for feedback. She redesigned the content dozens of times. She waited for approval, and she waited, and she waited. Months passed. Nothing shipped. Then she made a decision. Enough. She released her first lesson. It was rough. It wasn't perfect, but she acted. The result? Students signed up. Feedback poured in. Confidence grew. Self-belief skyrocketed. Why? Because she acted. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. You have the same potential. You have the same ability. You just need to stop proving and start doing. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the green light. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you you're ready. You are ready. You are capable. You are enough. And the only way to prove it is to act. Every day, every step, every moment. So, take this chapter's lesson to heart. Identify where you are seeking approval. Recognize the ways you delay action. Make one small choice today that proves to yourself you're capable. Ship that email. Send that proposal. Post that work. Start that project. Deliver. Complete. Move. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Remember, this is the foundation. This is the first step in dismantling your self-doubt. Once you have done this, you will see the power of trust in yourself. Once you act without seeking validation, you will feel the freedom of self-belief. That is what we are building. Step by step, task by task, victory by victory. You mastered the habit of action. You have taken the first step away from proving and into doing. That is your new standard. That is your new rule. No more waiting for approval. No more stalling. No more hesitation. You are doing. You are moving. You are building belief in yourself. That is the key. That is the foundation of everything that follows. You've taken action. You've broken the cycle. Now let's move deeper. Let's examine the silent cost of seeking validation, the ways it steals your energy and erodes your confidence without you even realizing. Chapter 2, the silent cost of seeking validation. You are addicted, not to social media, not to attention. You are addicted to validation. That silent, invisible approval that convinces you your worth depends on someone else's opinion. Every like, every comment, every nod of recognition. You think it matters. You think it defines you. It doesn't. Not really. Validation is silent theft. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Every time you seek validation, you're giving away your power. Every time you check your messages, your posts, your emails, looking for approval, you're silently weakening yourself. You're training your mind to rely on others to feel worthy. And that is the root of self-doubt. Think about it. How many times have you stopped yourself from taking action because you wanted approval first? How many times have you waited for someone to say, yes, you're good enough before you moved forward? That hesitation is costing you. Every day, every opportunity, every moment you wait for validation is a moment lost to someone else's agenda, someone else's opinion, someone else's rules. Here's a real-world example. Social media, workplace culture, even family gatherings reward appearance over capability. You see people rewarded not for the work they do, but for how polished it looks. for how confident they appear, for how well they perform in public spaces. Meanwhile, the person quietly building, quietly learning, quietly improving gets overlooked. You watch, you compare, you question yourself. You ask, am I doing enough? Am I good enough? And suddenly, your focus is gone. Your energy is gone. Your belief in yourself is gone. That's the cost of validation. Silent, invisible, deadly. Validation steals your energy, your attention, your confidence. It trains your brain to look outward instead of inward. It trains you to perform instead of create. It trains you to seek permission instead of acting. You have a choice. You can keep giving it away, or you can take it back. Stop giving your power to the approval of others. Stop letting likes, comments, and compliments define your self-worth. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. That is the key. That is the foundation of self-belief. Here's how you take it back. First, notice it. Pay attention to the moments when you seek approval. When you post something and immediately check the responses. When you wait for someone to say yes before moving forward. Name it. Call it out. Say, I see what I'm doing. I am looking for approval, and I don't need it. Recognition alone begins to break the habit. Awareness alone begins to reclaim your energy. Second, replace it. Replace validation with action. Instead of asking for a nod, do the work. Instead of waiting for recognition, complete the task. Instead of seeking applause, build skill. Let your results speak louder than opinions. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. Action beats approval. That is your antidote. That is your armor. That is your power. Let's break this down with a workplace example. Imagine you're in a meeting. You have an idea. You hesitate. You wait for someone senior to nod or react. You think, if they don't like it, it's not good enough. That hesitation costs you. It costs your career. It costs your confidence. Now, imagine the same scenario. You share your idea confidently. You act. You speak. You move. Regardless of the response, you gain experience, respect, and self-trust. Action replaces validation. Action beats approval. Always. Social media is even more subtle. You post a picture, a thought, or a project. You immediately check the likes. You compare it to others. You measure your worth. You let it control your mood. That's not just harmless scrolling. That's silent theft. That is surrendering your confidence in exchange for a number on a screen. Stop. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Instead, focus on what you can control. The work you produce, the skills you build, the progress you make. That is real. That is lasting. That is yours. Here's another exercise. When you notice yourself seeking validation, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, do I need this? Or do I choose my own approval? You have a choice. Every time, every day. You don't need their permission. You don't need their applause. You don't need their recognition. You only need your own. That is where power lives. That is where confidence grows. That is where self-belief is forged. Remember this. Validation is silent theft. It robs you without warning. It disguises itself as motivation. It whispers, you need them. You need their approval. And if you listen, it steals your confidence, your energy, and your potential. Stop listening. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Replace the habit with a new ritual. Each morning say, I am enough. I act. I create. I do not seek validation. Validation is silent theft. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Repeat it. Repeat it. Repeat it. Let it sink in. Let reinforce the truth. Your worth is not dependent on anyone else's approval. Your worth is built on your actions, your results, your discipline. Here's a story to bring it home. A young professional spent years chasing recognition at work. Every task, every project, Every email was filtered through the lens of how it would appear to others. She exhausted herself. She lost confidence. She doubted her abilities. One day, she decided to act differently. She focused solely on the quality of her work. She delivered results. She stopped worrying about how others perceived her. Slowly, she rebuilt her confidence. Slowly, she reclaimed her self-belief. She realized the truth. Validation is silent theft. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. You have to understand this. Seeking validation is not harmless. It is costly. It is quiet. It is constant. And if you continue to give it away, it will define your self-worth for you. You don't need that. You have a choice. You can stop. You can act. You can reclaim your energy. You can trust yourself. You can believe in yourself. And the first step is simple. Stop giving away your validation. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. Stop giving it. This chapter is about awareness, action, and reclaiming power. Notice the habit. Replace it with results. Reclaim your self-belief. Build confidence from within. That is how you dismantle the silent cost of seeking validation. You have recognized the theft. You have seen its cost. You have begun to act. Now, it's time to strengthen your inner voice, to silence the critic, to stop the comparison, to stop letting fear dictate your choices. That's the next step. That's the next chapter. Chapter 3. Your inner critic is a liar. You hear it every day. That voice in your head, that whisper, that constant commentary telling you you're not ready. You're not capable. You'll fail. It repeats itself like a broken record day after day. You think it's real. You think it's accurate. You think it's trying to protect you. It's not. It's lying. Plain and simple. It lies. It lies. It lies. You are capable. You are capable. You're capable. Your inner critic is clever. It disguises fear as wisdom. It dresses up self-doubt as reason. It makes you hesitate. It makes you procrastinate. It makes you second-guess. And every time you listen, you lose. Every opportunity you delay. Every action you avoid. Every step you don't take. That's the cost. And you're paying it without even realizing. Think about high performers. People who are capable of greatness. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders. Many of them fail to act because their inner voice predicts disaster before it even happens. They imagine the worst-case scenario. They rehearse failure over and over. They delay opportunities. And guess what? That delay costs them momentum. That delay costs them confidence. That delay costs them belief in themselves. That's the silent power of the liar inside your mind. You have a choice. You can listen to it. You can let it run your life. Or you can recognize it for what it is, a liar. It lies. It lies. It lies. And once you know it's lying, you can stop obeying it. You can stop letting it dictate your actions. You can start proving to yourself that you are capable. That is the key. That is the turning point. That is how self-belief is built. Let's break it down. First, identify the patterns. When does your inner critic speak the loudest? Is it when you're about to start a new project? When you're about to pitch an idea? When you're about to share your work publicly? Notice the thoughts. Write them down. See how repetitive they are. See how predictable. See how false they are. That is the first step to disarming it. Awareness. Awareness is power. Second, challenge it. Every time the voice says, "You can't do this," respond immediately with evidence that you can. I have done hard things before. I have learned. I have grown. I am capable. Repeat it. Repeat it. Repeat it. Let it replace the lie. It lies. It lies. It lies. You are capable. You are capable. You are capable. This is not optional. This is your daily discipline. Your mind will fight it. Your emotions will resist. That is normal. Persist anyway. Here's a real-world example. A software developer had an idea for a product. Every time she tried to start, her inner critic said, "It won't work. You'll fail. You're not ready. Months passed. No progress. No action. One day, she decided to confront the voice. She wrote down every objection it made. Then she wrote a rebuttal next to each one. I can learn. I have resources. I can figure it out. She acted. She launched. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't easy, but she moved. She built self-trust. She built confidence. She built proof. And her inner critic lost power. That is the difference between those who succeed and those who stagnate. You have to do the same. Every time your inner critic speaks, respond. Out loud if you can. It lies. It lies. It lies. I am capable. I am capable. I am capable. Repetition is not optional. Repetition builds new neural pathways. Repetition rewires your brain. Repetition proves to you, and only you, that the voice is lying. Third, replace the habit with action. You don't just argue with the inner critic. You act despite it. You move forward while it screams doubt. You take the step while it predicts failure. You speak, write, create, and deliver, even when the voice says no. Action silences doubt faster than any argument. Action proves capability. Action beats fear. Action beats lies. Action beats the inner critic. Your inner critic will try to trick you into thinking that waiting is safe. That hesitation is protection. That perfection is required. It's not. Waiting is the enemy. Hesitation is the thief of opportunity. Perfection is a lie. Start now. Act now. Fail forward. Learn faster. Build confidence through motion. You don't need their permission. You don't need the world to approve. You need yourself. That is your power. That is your freedom. Another exercise. For 1 week, track the lies your inner critic tells you. Write each one down. Then counter it immediately with action. If it says, you can't do it, take a step anyway. If it says, you're not ready, start today. If it says you'll fail, do it imperfectly, but do it. Each small step is a victory. Each small victory proves the lie wrong. Each step builds self-belief. It lies. It lies. It lies. You are capable. You are capable. You are capable. You have to remember this. The inner critic is persistent. It will return. It will evolve. It will disguise itself in new forms. But you have learned to recognize it. You have learned to challenge it. You have learned to act despite it. And that is the habit that changes everything. That is the mindset that transforms self-doubt into unstoppable confidence. Let's bring it back. You are capable. Your voice matters. Your actions matter. Your potential matters. Stop letting the liar in your head dictate your choices. Stop letting fear masquerade as reason. Stop letting hesitation steal your life. Act now. Move forward. Prove to yourself every day that you are capable. It lies. It lies. It lies. You are capable. You are capable. You are capable. You've identified the liar. You've challenged it. You've begun to replace it with action and proof. Now, it's time to confront fear itself. The voice may lie, but fear can still freeze you. To truly dismantle self-doubt, you must learn to move despite fear. That is our next chapter. Chapter 4. Fear wins when you freeze. Fear is your enemy. Fear is invisible. Fear doesn't announce itself. It creeps in quietly. It sits on your shoulder, whispering, not yet. Wait, you're not ready. And what do? You listen. You pause. You hesitate. You freeze. That is the cost. That is why fear wins. Fear immobilizes more people than lack of skill ever does. Skills can be learned. Knowledge can be acquired. Connections can be built. But fear? Fear stops action cold. And action is everything. Think about it. Athletes who choke at the championship. Creators who never release their work. Leaders who stall decisions that could change their organizations. They all have something in common. They know what to do. They have the skill. They have the talent. They have the preparation. But they freeze. They freeze because fear convinces them that hesitation is safer than action. And in that freeze, opportunity dies. Progress dies. Confidence dies. Here's the truth. Fear only has power when you obey it. When you stop. When you hesitate. When you delay. Fear is a signal, not a sentence. It warns you that something matters. It warns you that growth is near. It warns you that action is required. And then it tests you. Will you move or will you freeze? That is the defining moment. That is where success separates from stagnation. You have a choice. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Say it. Say it. Move first. Fear last. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need certainty. You don't need safety. You need courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. That is the lesson. That is the habit. That is the muscle you must build. Here's how to conquer fear. First, recognize it. Don't pretend it's not there. Don't blame skill or timing or circumstances. Face it. Name it. Write it down if you must. I am afraid of failing. I am afraid of judgment. I am afraid of the unknown. Acknowledgement doesn't give it power. Denial gives it power. Recognize fear. Name it. Own it. And then act. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Second, break it into motion. Fear is overwhelming because you imagine everything at once. You think of the worst-case scenario. You anticipate failure in every detail. That is how fear paralyzes. The antidote? One step, one small motion forward. Start with what you can control. Take the first action, however small. Send the email. Make the call. Write the paragraph. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. That is how momentum kills fear. That is how action builds confidence. Real-world example. An Olympic gymnast spent months preparing for the final routine. Perfect skill, perfect form, perfect preparation. Yet when she stepped onto the mat, she froze. The fear of failure and expectation immobilized her. Then one breath, one step, she moved, she executed, she landed, and the fear evaporated in motion. Skill mattered, preparation mattered, but the first step, the first courageous movement, made all the difference. Third, reframe fear as a guide, not a stop sign. Every fear you feel is a compass pointing to growth. Fear signals that something matters. Fear signals that you are on the edge of progress. Fear signals that you are moving beyond comfort. And that is exactly where you need to be. Do not run from it. Do not shrink. Do not wait. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. That repetition, that ritual builds resilience. That repetition rewires your brain to act despite fear. Here's an exercise. Next time you feel fear, pause. Breathe. Name it. I feel fear. I acknowledge it. I will act anyway. Then take one deliberate step forward. Any step, small or large, doesn't matter. What matters is motion. Motion over hesitation. Action over paralysis. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Repeat it until it becomes automatic. Until courage becomes habitual. Until your inner critic and fear no longer control you. Another example. A software developer faced the possibility of pitching her product to a large investor. Fear told her she would fail. Fear froze her for days. She finally decided to act. She rehearsed, she presented, she delivered. Did she succeed perfectly? No. Did she succeed enough? Absolutely. The fear was real. The risk was real. But action silenced fear. Action proved capability. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. That is the formula. That is the habit. That is the mindset of winners. Let's be honest. Fear will never disappear completely. It is part of being human. You will feel it again. You will doubt again. You will hesitate again. That's normal. The difference is that you no longer obey it. You recognize it. You act in spite of it. You move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. That repetition builds a new default, courage. That repetition builds trust in yourself. That repetition builds unstoppable momentum. Remember this. Every opportunity you have ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Every step forward, every promotion, every breakthrough, every creation waits just beyond the freeze. Fear cannot stop you unless you obey it. You have the choice. You always have the choice. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. Move first. Fear last. You can act now. You can move now. You can prove to yourself that fear does not define you. You've identified fear. You've recognized its power. You've learned the first steps to act despite it. You've begun the habit of courage. Now, the next challenge is internal. The voice that predicts failure, the self-doubt that questions ability, the critic that lies. Once you master fear in action, you will be ready to confront the lies you tell yourself every day. That's what comes next. Chapter 5, Comparison Destroys Confidence. Comparison is a thief. It steals silently. It creeps into your mind, disguised as curiosity, ambition, or motivation. You see someone else's success. You see someone else's achievement. And immediately, your mind says, why not me? Why am I behind? What's wrong with me? That thought poisons your confidence. That thought sabotages your focus. That thought makes you forget one undeniable truth. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Social media makes it worse. Every scroll, every feed, every story, every highlight reel is a perfect snapshot of someone else's life. It looks effortless. It looks flawless. And you compare yourself to it. You measure your reality against someone else's curated moments. You judge your worth by their success. You forget the countless hours, failures, and struggles hidden behind the image. You lose perspective. You lose self-belief. And worse, you freeze. Think about the creators, the entrepreneurs, the professionals who scroll endlessly. They see someone who launched a product faster, someone who gained followers quicker, someone who seems more polished. And instead of using it as inspiration, they feel envy. They feel inadequate. They hesitate. They delay. They stop. That hesitation costs them time. That hesitation costs them momentum. That hesitation costs their confidence. Here's the key. Your path is unique. Your experiences, your skills, your timing, your growth, none of it can be replicated. No one can live your journey for you. Your competition is not the person next to you. Your competition is the version of yourself that refuses to act. That is the enemy. Comparison only distracts you. It steals your energy. It steals your clarity. It steals your confidence. And it does so silently. You have a choice. You can continue to compare. You can continue to measure yourself against others. Or you can stop. You can reclaim your mind. You can focus on your own path. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Repeat it. Say it until it sinks in. Say it until it burns into your thinking. The world has its own race. You have your own. Stay in your lane. Build your path. Walk it relentlessly. Let's break it down. First, recognize when you are comparing. Notice the moments when you scroll, when you watch, when you listen, and immediately feel inadequate. Name it. I am comparing. I am measuring. I am forgetting my own journey. Awareness is the first weapon. Awareness exposes the thief. Awareness takes power away from comparison. Second, reframe it. Instead of envy, practice observation. Instead of fear, practice learning. Instead of judgment, practice curiosity. Ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this example? Shift from measuring your worth to growing your skill. Comparison loses its power when you turn it into education. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Here's a real-world example. A young designer constantly scrolled social media for inspiration. Every post, every success story, every flawless design made her question herself. She delayed projects, doubted her skills, and felt trapped. One day she stopped. She limited her feed. She focused on her own work. She created a daily routine of progress. Gradually, her confidence grew. Her work improved. She no longer felt inadequate because she realized her growth didn't need to mirror anyone else's. Her journey was hers. Third, focus relentlessly on action. Don't just internalize the mantra, live it. Each day, dedicate time to your own work. Ignore the noise. Block out comparison. Measure progress only by your own standards. Set micro goals. Complete tasks. Ship results. Build skills. Reinforce self-belief through action, not observation. Your progress will become undeniable. Your confidence will grow naturally. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Comparison also creates paralysis because you think you are behind. You think you need to catch up. You think someone else is ahead. The truth? No one is ahead of your potential. No one is living your life. No one is experiencing your struggles. Every step they've taken is different. Every failure they've experienced is different. Your path is incomparable. Your timing is unique. Your progress is unique. Comparison is irrelevant. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Here's an exercise. Each morning, identify one way you were tempted to compare the day before. Write it down. Then, list one action you will take to focus solely on your path today. Take that action. Complete it. Celebrate it. Repeat this daily. Comparison loses its grip through discipline, focus, and repetition. Your mind will gradually stop measuring your worth by others. Your confidence will grow. Your self-belief will strengthen. Another story. A startup founder constantly compared her growth to competitors. Every milestone they hit, she felt she was falling behind. She lost confidence, doubted decisions, and delayed launches. Then, she made a conscious choice. She would measure her progress only against her own benchmarks. She created systems, tracked results, and ignored external noise. Within months, she achieved more than she could have imagined. She stopped letting comparison steal her confidence. She stopped giving away her power. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Remember, comparison is silent, subtle, and relentless. It attacks when you least expect it. It disguises itself as curiosity. It masquerades as inspiration. But every time you measure yourself against someone else, you are weakening your mind. You are eroding your self-belief. You are distracting yourself from action. Awareness, reframing, and focused action are the antidote. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. Your journey is yours. You have recognized the thief. You have seen its cost. You have begun to reclaim your path. Now it's time to confront the next internal enemy, denial and self-deception. The lies you tell yourself about your readiness, your skill, and your potential. That is the next battle. Chapter 6. You can't change without honest reflection. Change is impossible without truth. Real transformation begins with seeing yourself clearly. Not the version you tell others about. Not the polished story you tell yourself in the mirror. The real you. the flawed you, the honest you. Self-deception is the silent enemy of growth. It disguises comfort as wisdom. It disguises excuses as strategy. It keeps you stuck, and most people don't even notice it. Face it, face it, face it. Change begins with truth. Say it, say it, say it. The first step to breaking free from self-doubt is brutal honesty. You must see your patterns, your habits, your failures, your compromises, not to punish yourself, not to feel shame, but to create a foundation for growth. Until you see it clearly, you cannot fix it. Until you acknowledge it, you cannot move forward. Think about executives who blame external circumstances for stagnation. The economy is slow. The market is saturated. The team isn't motivated. The clients don't understand. All true, perhaps, but the truth? Their growth is limited because they refuse to see the role they play in their own stagnation. They refuse to see their decisions, their mindset, their habits. They refuse to reflect. And so, nothing changes, nothing improves, nothing grows. You have a choice. You can continue blaming external forces. You can continue telling yourself comforting lies. Or you can face the truth. Face it, face it, face it. Change begins with truth. Look at your patterns. Look at the choices you make. Look at the ways you avoid responsibility. Look at the ways you limit yourself. And then ask the hard question, what part of this is mine? What part of my life am I controlling? And what part am I blaming on others? Here's how to do it. First, dedicate time to reflection. Daily, if possible. 15 minutes of uninterrupted focus. Ask yourself the questions that hurt. Where am I holding back? Where am I dishonest with myself? Where have I avoided responsibility? Don't answer with excuses. Don't answer with "it's not my fault." Answer with honesty. Face it, face it, face it. Change begins with truth. Second, document your reflection. Writing is not optional. It externalizes thought. It clarifies patterns. Create a journal. List your habits, your recurring mistakes, your excuses. Identify the moments when fear, pride, or laziness dictated your decisions. The moment you see them on paper, you can no longer hide from them. Face it, face it, face it. Change begins with truth. This is how growth begins. Real-world example. A mid-level executive blamed the economy for slow career progression. Promotions didn't come. Projects stagnated. Frustration built. Then he decided to look inward. He noticed patterns. Procrastination on high-impact tasks. Avoidance of difficult conversations. Reluctance to learn new skills. By facing these truths, he could correct course. Within months, his performance improved. His promotions came. His confidence grew. The external excuses remained, but they no longer controlled him. The power came from reflection. Face it, face it, face it. Change begins with truth. Third, pair reflection with action. Honesty alone is not enough. Awareness is meaningless without correction. Identify one small step you can take to change a harmful pattern. Act on it immediately. Correct a behavior. Adjust a habit. Confront a truth. Reflection plus action equals transformation. Face it, face it, face it. Change begins with truth. Repeat it daily. Make it a ritual. Make it non-negotiable. Self-deception is easy. It feels safe. It feels comfortable. It allows you to feel like you are trying without risking failure. It allows you to feel like you are progressing without actually moving. And that's the danger. Comfort is a cage. Excuses are chains. Only honest reflection can break them. Face it, face it, face it. Change begins with truth. Here's another exercise. At the end of each day, review your actions. Ask, where did I avoid responsibility? Where did I lie to myself? Where did I settle for comfort instead of growth? Write the answers down. Then, Identify one corrective action for tomorrow. Take it. Repeat daily. This builds a practice of accountability. It builds self-trust. It builds unstoppable momentum. Face it. Face it. Face it. Change begins with truth. Think about high performers, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. Their edge is not talent alone. It is the brutal honesty with themselves, the relentless reflection, the willingness to see weaknesses and correct them. They do not hide behind excuses. They do not deceive themselves. They do not rely on luck or external circumstances. They look in the mirror and they face it. Then they act. Then they improve. Then they win. You must do the same. Stop blaming others. Stop rationalizing. Stop hiding behind circumstances. Look in the mirror. Face your patterns. Face your habits. Face your excuses. Face your fears. And then act. Face it. Face it. Face it. Change begins with truth. This is not optional. This is non-negotiable. This is your path to self-belief. Reflection is a muscle. It grows with use. The more honest you are with yourself, the stronger it becomes. The more frequently you confront your mistakes, your fears, your limitations, the sharper your awareness becomes. The more sharply you see yourself, the more precise your actions can be. The more precise your actions, the faster your self-belief grows. Face it. Face it. Face it. Change begins with truth. You have now learned the importance of brutal self-honesty. You have begun to see how self-deception steals potential. You have begun to practice reflection as a daily habit. The next step is structural. How to channel this self-awareness into systems that crush self-doubt and build discipline. That is where we go next. Chapter 7. Systems crush self-doubt. Goals are overrated. Goals are fleeting. Goals can inspire for a moment, but they rarely sustain action. Why? Because goals focus on outcomes. Outcomes are uncertain. Outcomes are dependent on circumstances, luck, and timing. That is why most goals fail. Motivation fades. Inspiration runs out. And self-doubt sneaks in. But systems? Systems are different. Systems are constant. Systems create progress regardless of how you feel. Systems crush self-doubt. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Let me explain. A goal is a finish line. A system is the road. You can chase a finish line for months, even years, without moving an inch if the road isn't built. A system ensures movement. A system guarantees growth. A system provides evidence of competence every single day. Motivation is unreliable. Inspiration is temporary. But a system, daily routines, consistent actions, repeated habits, produces results automatically. That is the difference. You have a choice. You can rely on fleeting ambition. You can wait for motivation. You can chase outcomes, or you can build systems. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Say out loud. Say it until it resonates. Say it until it becomes your mantra. Systems over goals. Your confidence is not built on luck. Your confidence is not built on rare moments of inspiration. Your confidence is built on repeated, disciplined action over time. That is your foundation. That is your armor. That is how you destroy self-doubt. Consider writers, athletes, and entrepreneurs. The ones who succeed are not waiting for bursts of motivation. They have routines. They have processes. They have structures that guide action regardless of emotion. Writers who produce daily, even when they feel uninspired, create mountains of content. Athletes who train consistently, even when exhausted, build unstoppable skill. Entrepreneurs who follow disciplined systems, even when uncertain, achieve results beyond what their competitors imagined. Systems create momentum. Momentum kills self-doubt. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Here's how you start. First, identify your keystone habits. What daily actions directly impact your progress? For a writer, it could be 1 page per day. For an athlete, 1 workout per session. For an entrepreneur, 1 sales call or 1 task that moves the business forward. These actions are small but consistent. They compound over time. They create proof of capability. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Second, remove reliance on motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. You will feel tired. You will feel lazy. You will feel uninspired. That is normal. A system does not rely on feeling motivated. A system creates action automatically. You follow the structure. You complete the task. You move forward. Self-doubt cannot survive consistent motion. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Here's a real-world example. A software developer wanted to write a book. She set a goal. Finish it in 6 months. Motivation fluctuated. Life happened. She missed deadlines. She doubted herself. Then she built a system. 500 words every morning, no exceptions. Small steps repeated daily. Within months, the book was complete. She didn't rely on inspiration. She didn't wait to feel ready. She followed her system. Her competence grew. Her confidence grew. Systems crushed self-doubt. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Third, track progress visibly. A system without measurement is ineffective. Track your habits. Track your actions. Track your growth. Daily evidence of movement builds proof. Proof destroys doubt. Proof reinforces belief in yourself. When you see the small wins stacking, self-doubt loses power. Motivation is no longer required. You know you're capable. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Another exercise. Create a simple daily routine that addresses your most critical tasks. Commit to completing it every day, no matter how small. Don't skip. Don't negotiate. Don't wait for inspiration. Complete it. Check it off. Repeat. This is your proof. This is your evidence. This is your confidence in action. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Remember this. Goals are dreams without structure. Goals are fragile. Goals are fleeting. Systems are concrete. Systems are replicable. Systems are unstoppable. Systems transform self-doubt into momentum. They transform uncertainty into skill. They transform hesitation into action. And that is how you create unstoppable self-belief. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Repeat it. Embed it. Live it. You may resist. You may feel it's rigid. You may crave flexibility. That is normal. But systems are not restrictive. They are liberating. They free your mind from constant decision-making. They eliminate excuses. They automate progress. They create consistency. And consistency is the secret weapon of those who overcome self-doubt. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. Systems over goals. You now understand the power of systems. You have seen how small, repeated actions outweigh fleeting goals. You have learned how evidence of competence builds confidence. You have begun to embrace routine over whim. The next step is urgency, recognizing the permanent cost of an action and why waiting destroys opportunity. Chapter 8. The cost of an action is permanent. Every day you wait is a day lost. Every moment you hesitate is an opportunity stolen. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'll wait until I'm ready. And what happens? Time passes. Life moves on. Your potential withers. The cost of inaction is permanent. It is not temporary. It is not recoverable. Every day you wait to believe in yourself is a day lost to mediocrity. Start now. Start now. Start now. Think about the people you know who waited for the right moment. They wait for clarity, for confidence, for luck. They wait for perfect conditions, perfect timing, perfect circumstances. And guess what? They never start. They never launch. They never act. They live in a state of perpetual preparation. Meanwhile, life is happening around them. Opportunities pass. Momentum is lost. And their dreams remain dreams. Inaction is silent. It is subtle. It feels safe. It feels reasonable. I'm preparing. I'll be ready soon. But preparation without action is useless. Skill without application is worthless. Knowledge without execution is meaningless. Action is what transforms potential into reality. Waiting is what guarantees regret. Start now. Start now. Start now. Repeat it. Embed it. Live it. Here's a real-world example. A young entrepreneur had an idea for a software app. She spent months refining it, waiting for the perfect launch time. She asked friends, collected opinions, adjusted, delayed. A year passed. Meanwhile, another developer launched a similar product quickly. Users engaged. Revenue grew. Market share was captured. The first entrepreneur? Still waiting. Still preparing. Still lost. Action always wins. Waiting always costs. Start now. Start now. Start now. You have a choice. You can continue waiting. You can keep delaying. Or you can act immediately. The only way to reclaim control over your life is through action. Motivation will not come first. Confidence will not come first. Certainty will not come first. You act first. You start first. And then confidence grows. Momentum builds. Belief solidifies. Start now. Start now. Start now. Let's break it down. First, recognize the cost of inaction. How many opportunities have you lost because you hesitated? How many ideas never saw the light of day? How many chances did you let slip because you waited for permission, approval, or readiness? Acknowledge it. Name it. Face it. Understanding the permanence of lost time is the wake-up call you need. Start now. Start now. Start now. Second, take immediate action. Pick one step today. One small move forward. Don't overthink. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for clarity. Just start. Write the paragraph. Make the call. Send the email. Begin the project. Take the first step. Action creates momentum. Momentum destroys fear. Momentum eliminates self-doubt. Start now. Start now. Start now. Third, create accountability. Share your plan with someone you respect. Tell them your step. Report it. Track it. Measurement forces movement. Inaction thrives in secrecy. Action thrives in visibility. You cannot hide from progress when you make it public. Accountability amplifies urgency. Accountability crushes procrastination. Start now. Start now. Start now. Here's another example. A writer wanted to publish a book. She waited for inspiration, for the perfect outline, for the ideal circumstances. Months turned into a year. Still nothing. Then she decided to act. She committed to one page every day, no matter what. The book was finished. The inaction of waiting had been replaced by the unstoppable momentum of consistent action. That is the difference between those who succeed and those who stagnate. Start now. Start now. Start now. You must internalize this truth. Inaction is permanent. You cannot recover the days you waste. You cannot replay missed opportunities. Time does not pause for fear, hesitation, or doubt. Every moment you delay is a moment gone forever. You cannot get it back. But here's the good news. Action is immediate. Action is within your control. Action is powerful. Take it. Start now. Start now. Start now. Another exercise. Each morning, identify one action you have been postponing. One task, one decision, one step forward. Then commit to completing it that day. No excuses. No delays. No waiting for inspiration. Just do it. Finish it. Ship it. Move. Each completed action builds confidence. Each step forward proves your capability. Each moment of execution diminishes self-doubt. Start now. Start now. Start now. Remember, waiting is a choice. Delay is a choice. Hesitation is a choice. You choose every moment, and the consequences are real. Life rewards action. Life punishes inaction. The difference between success and regret is the courage to start immediately. The difference between confidence and doubt is the willingness to move when fear tempts you to freeze. The difference between progress and stagnation is simple. Start now. Start now. Start now. You've seen the cost of inaction. You've recognized the pattern of waiting. You've learned that opportunities decay when ignored. Now it is time to act. No more hesitation. No more excuses. No more waiting. Start. Today. Immediately. Build momentum. Build self-trust. Build evidence that you are capable. Start now. Start now. Start now. You are ready. You know the cost. You know the pattern. You know the solution. Action is the only antidote to inaction. Momentum is the only antidote to hesitation. Belief is the only antidote to doubt. And it begins with a single step. Start now. Start now. Start now. That is your weapon. That is your power. That is how you reclaim your life. The next chapter will focus on leveraging your self-belief to create unstoppable focus and discipline, building a life that aligns with your purpose. Chapter 9. Surround yourself with belief. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. Say it. Repeat it. Believe it. Energy is contagious. The confidence, doubt, ambition, or fear of your circle infiltrates your mind, whether you realize it or not. Your environment shapes your habits. Your environment shapes your decisions. Your environment shapes your self-perception. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Think about it. You could be the most disciplined, motivated, capable person, but if the people around you are negative, doubtful, or lazy, it will slowly erode your confidence. Their pessimism seeps in. Their excuses sound reasonable. Their hesitation becomes contagious. Suddenly, your ambition feels heavy. Your energy feels drained. Your belief in yourself weakens. That is the silent power of your circle. Here's the truth. Energy cannot be ignored. It is constant. It flows. Positive energy builds you. Negative energy drains you. Neutral energy is quiet, but still influential. If you want to grow, if you want to believe in yourself, if you want to crush self-doubt, you must be intentional about the people you allow close to your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Let's break it down. First, audit your circle. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Be honest. Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? Are they building confidence or reinforcing doubt? Are they inspiring action or excusing inaction? You cannot change the world around you immediately, but you can choose who influences you most. Your circle is the lens through which you see possibility. Choose wisely. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Second, seek mentors and peers who challenge you. Surround yourself with people who expect growth, action, and accountability. Those who have achieved what you aim to achieve. Those who see your potential and demand your best. Energy is contagious, but so is belief. Confidence grows when it is reflected back at you from the right sources. When someone believes in your potential, it reinforces your own self-trust. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Here's a real-world example. A young entrepreneur joined a peer mastermind group. Each member held high standards. Each member pushed for action. Each member held the others accountable. The results were immediate. Procrastination disappeared. Confidence increased. Self-doubt shrank. The energy of belief amplified action, skill, and momentum. Surrounding yourself with people who reflect belief multiplies your own. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Third, eliminate toxic influence. This is not optional. It is non-negotiable. People who belittle, criticize without cause, or drain energy are obstacles. Limit their time in your life. Protect your mental space. Protect your self-belief. Protect your progress. Energy is contagious, but negativity spreads faster than enthusiasm. You cannot afford to absorb it. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Another exercise. Make a list of your top influences. Rate their impact on your confidence and energy from +5 to -5. Anything negative? Reduce exposure. Anything neutral but draining? Replace it with positive influence. Seek mentors, communities, or peers who inspire action, discipline, and belief. Repeat daily. Reinforce your mental environment constantly. Your circle is not a coincidence. It is a choice. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Think about high performers. Athletes, leaders, and creators do not succeed alone. Their circle amplifies their strengths. Their mentors push them. Their peers hold them accountable. Their community inspires them. Confidence is built through reflected belief. Momentum is fueled by shared energy. Self-doubt shrinks when your environment celebrates growth. You cannot control everything, but you can control who influences you. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Remember, belief is contagious. So is doubt. The environment you immerse yourself in will dictate your limits. You cannot outgrow your influences if they limit you. You cannot build unstoppable self-trust surrounded by constant skepticism. Protect your mind. Guard your energy. Curate your circle. Align with people who reflect belief. Surround yourself intentionally. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. Your people shape your mind. You've seen the cost of negative influence. You've seen the power of positive influence. You've learned to audit, seek, and eliminate. Now, the final step is internal, turning all the strategies, habits, systems, and beliefs in a lasting self-discipline that aligns with purpose. That is the next chapter. Chapter 10. Trust the process, not the outcome. Most people fail to believe in themselves because they are chasing results. They watch the scoreboard. They want instant validation. They want proof from the world. And when results are slow, they doubt. They hesitate. They quit. That is the trap. Self-belief is not built through immediate recognition. It is forged quietly day by day, action by action, through disciplined effort. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Think about athletes. Champions who rise to the top. They train before anyone is watching. They repeat the same drills hundreds of times. They push themselves through pain, fatigue, and doubt. Nobody applauds every early morning, every repeated failure, every invisible effort. And yet, these small, consistent actions create mastery. Self-belief grows with each completed session. Confidence is earned in the shadows. Results appear later. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Entrepreneurs are the same. Those who succeed quietly, month after month, refine systems, ship products, and learn from mistakes. They don't rely on motivation. They don't chase instant success. They commit to the process, and the results follow. Action builds competence. Competence builds belief. Belief builds momentum. Momentum eventually produces recognition. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Here's the key. Your focus must shift from outcomes to daily effort. Stop measuring worth by external validation. Stop obsessing over instant success. Stop comparing your journey to others' highlight reels. What matters is action, consistency, and discipline. Show up every day. Do the work. Complete the tasks. Follow the systems. Repetition compounds. Habits multiply. And slowly but surely, self-belief strengthens. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Let's break it down. First, commit to small, consistent action. Identify one keystone task that moves your life forward. Do it daily without fail. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Discipline is built through repetition. Confidence grows through motion. Your belief in yourself is the true outcome. Not the applause, not the recognition, not the scoreboard. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Second, track your progress privately. Keep a record of your actions. Each step forward, each completed task, each small win is proof to yourself. This is your evidence. You do not need the world to validate it. Proof builds trust in yourself. Momentum builds silently. Confidence strengthens in the background. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Here's a real-world example. A software developer wanted to launch a platform. The first few months, nobody cared. There were few users, few downloads, few compliments. Yet she followed her process, writing code, refining features, testing systems daily. Month after month, she kept going. Then one day, the growth exploded. Users noticed. Investors noticed. Recognition followed her consistent action, not the other way around. Self-belief had grown long before the world saw it. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Third, embrace discomfort and delayed gratification. The process is not always enjoyable. Discipline is not always easy. Growth demands patience. You will fail. You will make mistakes. You will feel frustrated. That is normal. That is necessary. Each repetition, each disciplined effort, each uncomfortable step strengthens resilience. Each small victory reinforces belief. Each setback is feedback, not failure. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Another exercise. Identify one area where you seek instant results. Break it down into a daily routine. Commit to following it for 30 days, no matter what. Track your effort, not the outcome. Reflect weekly on progress. Celebrate consistency, not applause. Notice your self-belief grow quietly, steadily, irreversibly. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. Remember, self-belief is internal. Recognition is external. Focus on what you can control, your effort, your systems, your discipline, your routines. Ignore external noise. Ignore instant gratification. Ignore comparison. Build momentum in silence. Confidence will follow. Mastery will follow. Recognition will follow. But first, notice yourself. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you've noticed yourself. You've learned the lessons. Stop proving, start doing. Reject validation. Confront your inner critic. Move despite fear. Ignore comparison. Reflect honestly. Build systems. Act now. Surround yourself with belief. And now, commit to trusting the process. Each chapter has prepared you for this moment. Now, integrate all the lessons. Let self-belief become your default. Let discipline become your routine. Let action define you. Before we close, remember, transformation is not instant. Self-mastery is not convenient. Growth is not visible every day. But every small step compounds. Every repeated action strengthens belief. Every disciplined choice builds momentum. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. The world notices after you notice yourself. If this audiobook has helped you see your potential and start building self-belief, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more transformative content. We release powerful strategies, audiobook lessons, and actionable guides every week to help you master your mind and your life. Don't wait. Start building unstoppable self-belief today. Subscribe now.